We shouldn't be just marching along a police-mandated route, listening to them, doing exactly what they tell us, because if a protest doesn't inconvenience the people in power, then why should they care about it? We have not ever gotten riots by just standing around and waiting for the government to do something, because they're never gonna unless we force them to.
Today is International Women's Day. Thousands of women are staging a one-day strike in what's been dubbed a day without a woman.
We say we don't just want gender equality under the system, for equal rights to be exploited, while the rich get richer and the rest of us struggle to put food on the table, keep the heating on and the rent paid. No amount of women CEOs is going to change that. Now, what we want is radical new ways of living and radical new ways of working for collective solutions to individual problems. And we're not just going to ask for this, we're going to build it ourselves. The women's strike is about realizing the power we already hold. It is not just our paid production and service work that keeps the world turning and profits flowing. It's also our consumption, work we are expected to do for free, the cooking, the cleaning, and the caring for those around us. So when we say we've had enough, and enough of us stop, the world stops with us.
So it's an alternative to the hyper-consumerist shopping experience. So you can have a chat with each other, talk about the clothes, and get to know each other rather than the individualist experience of what is shopping on Oxford Street.
So I'm here today because I think capitalism has gone way too far. Fashion industry's like fucking over loads of people and loads of lives, and they're killing and abusing women. But we're doing a close swap, and that's kind of what I'm organising. So it's just showing people an alternative to the fast fashion industry that we do have.
The sex work strike is every sex worker that wants to join walking out of their jobs, shutting down their work social media, not answering their work phone for one day to protest the fact that we do not have decriminalisation, we do not have safety in the sex industry.
Sex workers, especially marginalised sex workers, are still so criminalised in this country and still chased and so marginalised that we can't even leave sex work and find a real job anymore.
The real goal is to reclaim the streets of Soho first and foremost, which is known as a home to sex workers, and really make ourselves visible. Lots of politicians think that sex workers don't have voices, or that sex workers who have voices are too privileged to be heard. We want to be heard. We want to make it very, very clear that we know what is good for us, and we know what is best for us, and that we're not going anywhere anytime soon. Women, sex workers, everyone is fighting the same enemy, which is the patriarchy.
I think the important performance in activism, and generally fun parts of activism, is to convince people who might be on the fence, because performance is fun to look at, bunch of girls spinning umbrellas around is fun to look at, and if it conveys a message and maybe brings them all on our side, that's even better, because we need all the people we can get. We have not ever gotten riots by just standing around and waiting for the government to do something, because they're never gonna unless we force them to. The strength of the people is in numbers. There's few of them, there are thousands of us.